Hey, Leroy, turn it on. Okay, Uncle Shady.
You're listening to BWWR, the Banger Worldwide Radio Network.
The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Scheduled programming to bring you a show on the edge, broadcasting worldwide and out to the greater universe. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Greetings, Earthlings, and alert the media. I'm John Lebang, and welcome to my show. Thank you for joining me for another hour here right on the John Lebang Show. I appreciate everyone who does tune in each and every week. As we go through so many different topics, and we do comedy, and we do our music hour, we're looking to expand into another hour, maybe coming in the fall. We haven't decided exactly. We've also decided to cut a few stations, and we'll be talking about that in the next few minutes. We've got a big schedule announcement that we hinted at in the first hour this week that we're going to touch on here in just a second. So we've got a lot going on. Let's get to that schedule, because it's an important thing for us here at the John Lebang Show. So over the next, few months, we're heading into summer. And each and every year here on the John Lebang Show, we have what we consider our summer broadcasting. And everything's going to remain pretty much the same right through the end of June. So you're going to get Derek Shelmerdine at the end of the month. We're going to talk about William Cooper around the 24th. We're going to have a special report on him. We have Wayne S. Pierce coming in next week, actually, to discuss subject matter. We've got Mike Peter from IRN Radio in Tampa, Florida. He's going to join us. I talked to him on the phone on his birthday, and I was like, yeah, man, come on the show. We'll talk about the radio station, and we'll think of something to talk about. Then when we get to July, that's when we do begin our summer scheduling. On July 1st and that week of, you're going to hear Bangerverse Volume 1. That's a conglomeration of shady adventures for you. It's where it all started. So hopefully you'll enjoy that if you never heard that before. And if you have heard it before, it'll be a nice refresher. Give you a nice little chuckle at some of the jokes you're bound to remember. We got The Invasion from Alien X Part 1 and Part 2 coming the following week in July. So that's right around the 4th of July holiday, and we're actually taking a little time off, and we're going to be playing that. We'll be back for episode 296 on the week of the 14th. Then that same week, we're going to have Hell of a Shady Experience in the second hour. The following week after that, we're going to have episode 297. We don't know what exactly that episode is about, but I'm sure it's going to be more of what you come to expect here on the John Lebang Show. Following that, in hour number 2 that week, is going to be Bangerverse Volume 2. The next week, we've got episode 298, and we're going to have Derek Shelmerdine in for another exciting adventure into Rock and Roll Unraveled. We'll follow that up in hour number 2 with Captain Rainbow's Civil War. So that's a little switch from normal. We'll be moving Derek into the first hour in the summer scheduling. And you can go to the website to see all of this so you can kind of get a visual of what's going on. Once we get into August, we're going to continue with our final regular episode, 299 of this summer. Then we're going to have Bangerverse 3, Then we're going to have Bangerverse 4 and 5. We're going to have the Destiny Wars sagas coming in there. Shady and the Mystery Freaks. Another play of Virtual Infinity. And then we'll be back at the beginning of September for episode 300. And that'll start our new season right here on the John LeBang Show. As we always do, fall is when we kick it back off. So I hope that you guys will enjoy the summer broadcasting and you'll continue to support the John LeBang Show in that time period. You can go to the website because we got a lot of great things, www.jlebang.com. Everything's more readily available for you now. You'll see the show banner posted, and then you'll actually have a click or a listen here button, and you can just click that button and you can instantly listen to an episode right there from the main page. You don't have to search around for it anymore. It gives you an idea of what the topics are for the show. So if you feel inclined, you go, hey, that sounds like a cool episode. I'm going to click and listen. And below that, we'll have the prior episode available to you as well. So that way you can listen to one of the last 2 episodes right from the main page. Below that, you can check out our latest music hour. We have that available for you. That's on a little bit of a break until September as we're coming up with, more bands and songs to play for you on that hour. And to be honest with you, that hour has not exactly drawn in a whole lot of new music lately. So we're asking you, if you're listening, bands that are taking the time to listen, to send us your music to jlebang@live.com. Go there, click on the Submit Your Music button, and follow all the instructions so we can get that music to you. I mean, if you haven't been to the website lately, you really should go because we've got everything pretty much updated, ready to go for the summer broadcasting season. You can check out the schedule. Like I said, you can listen to the 2 most recent shows right there on the main page. You can go through Banger TV, which will give you highlights of stuff that's in case you want a visual. Because we don't, we do radio, but there are also videos there. We haven't been doing them lately because, to be honest with you, we're swapping the studio around again. We had an idea, and we bought what we could. We got some new equipment. How we got them, man, it was lucky, but we found a way to get a little bit of new equipment. We're hoping for some more coming in, but we're going to update the studio so when the video comes on, you can actually see, it's going to look really professional. Or at least we hope it is. So you can go to the website and you can see all the show prep that we do at the show link. So you can just click that link there and you can see all the show prep, everything we leave on there for you, the listener, because we want you to be able to research this stuff yourself, right? You can see past interviews. You can check out the history of the Bangerverse. That's with Shady and Captain Rainbow and all those other characters that you've grown to love. You can also go to the page that, talks about the show. You can see the latest in the Banger Music Awards. You also can catch all the stations there, what hours. Derek Shelmerdine has a link there. You can get the archives. If you're in a band, you can send us your music. You can request songs there. You can even play Crank It or Jank It from the website. Everything's there. You can find it all on the main page. It's easy, no problems. You can even find our Facebook and Twitter links. No big deal. Easy enough. Our store. Hell, if you want to even support the show, you can go to that main page and there's a donate button right there so you can help us out if you are inclined to do that. You can even advertise with the show because we are always looking for great new advertisers. And you don't always have to buy into the show. In other words, you don't have to pay us money every time to get commercials done. There are deals we can do. You can, give us some of your products to try, maybe to give away as gifts. That'll be a good way to get the word out on your products and not really have to invest a whole lot of cash into it because you've already got the product. So there's a lot of cool things happening on the website. And I wanted to draw you there because we're going to try to centralize what's coming up. When we do hit our 300th episode, you'll be able to have full access to everything directly from the website. You won't have to go to this station or that station if you don't want to. We want you to support our affiliate stations. We love them. The ones that support us, we want to support them. But you're not going to always have to do that. Sometimes you can't make the 3 o'clock show on a certain channel. So what do you got to do? You've got to go to the website and you'll have easy access to all that material. Speaking of material, we got a bunch of stuff planned for this evening, including we're going to be talking about some idea that how did aliens solve climate change? There's an article from the Atlantic, and I wanted to maybe touch on it a little bit as the show goes on. We may hit some of the headlines. We may even bring in you, the listener, for some more open lines. We did that in the first hour this week, and it went so well, I think we might just do it again. We may touch on a few other subjects because we have a few things lined up. UFOs, Kim Kardashian going to the White House, breast cancer patients may not have to get chemotherapy, robots taking over Las Vegas. All this and much more is coming your way, plus some Obamacare news. Can you believe it? It's still in the news because that stuff never goes away. Like we've said many times, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot to talk about this evening. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. Be right back. Don't go anywhere now.
John will be right back right after this.
Yes, he will. Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-'70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow them at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look them up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
You're listening to John Lebang Show.
On the Radio Revolution, right here.
It's better than some good Thai stick, man. Yes, I would like some too. If you beat up for your pride and it makes you want to hide in the closet.
Give me the bubble bath.
Unfortunately, Captain, you used the last of it the other day.
Oh, I'm sick of running out of everything.
It's hard to buy things, Captain, when we're out of money.
Well, maybe I should just come out of retirement then.
Do not forget, we need to lay low.
Oh, that's all you ever do. And that's never any fun.
Well, what do you propose to do?
I could just do a quickie mart. To get a few things.
That seems risky, Captain.
Oh, like we never do anything risky. Remember last Friday with the cucumber? Now that was risky.
I suppose if we are quick about it.
Breaking news. The president is about to speak from the Oval Office. We take you there now. Hello, my fellow Americans. Before we get into it, I wanted to give a big shout out to that Las Vegas hockey team and all the men and women in the military. With that being said, I've decided to impose more tariffs, this time on California. Any movie that comes out of California will be taxed in a huge way. We're now gonna build a wall around your state just to teach you a lesson. Any questions?
What about the Russian investigation?
Like I've said before, it's all fake news. Repeat it with me. Fake news. No more questions.
Oh, I wish somebody would do something about him.
What do you want them to do?
Oh, aren't you looking dashing tonight?
I thought I would try out that new cape you made for me.
See, I told you a pink cape would go well with your suit.
I have to say, I'm quite impressed.
Have you seen my utility belt?
Well,
Wait a minute. What's that on your waist?
Well,
That's my utility belt.
well, I thought it went well with the cape.
Oh, well, it does. But you can't wear it. That's mine. I was gonna wear it tonight.
You look much better without the belt.
But that's where I keep all my fancy gadgets.
Yes, the gadgets are handy.
Listen, we're gonna have to stop somewhere else to get you a belt because I want mine back.
But it looks all bulky on you. And look, my saber fits perfectly.
Well, your saber fits anywhere perfectly. It's not the biggest thing on the planet.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Are you ready?
Yes, Captain, I am.
Fine.
You're listening to the John LeBang Show.
It's hydroponic radio for your brain, man.
Feel smarter yet? And welcome back, my good friends. Thank you for staying tuned in right here to the John LeBang Show. So, catchy, snappy headline caught my eye. It says, "How do aliens solve climate change?" Now, doesn't that headline grab your attention? You're like, aliens, climate change. Ooh, I gotta read that. And it begins by talking about the galaxies and the cosmos, you know, the comets and the black holes and the neutron stars, all that stuff that's floating around in space, even the planets that develop. And it discusses in a remarkable way how science is advanced to the point where it can take the first steps into answering the question, what do aliens do about climate change? Apparently, this gentleman, Adam Frank, and his colleagues have just published their first study mapping out the possible histories of alien planets and their civilizations, as well as their sustainability, and, get this, and how climate change then follows. Now, we haven't been to any alien planet, as far as I can tell, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm one of those people that think the possibility of life on another planet in some distant galaxy is possible. It's hard to argue that with all those stars out there that we hope are suns. I mean, I can't prove it myself, but scientists have told us those are suns, and that's the light that has traveled. And we're seeing into the past into those. So it's like a time machine. It's like the sky is like Doctor Strange. You can look into the past a little bit. Sure, I'm making fun a little bit here, but I do enjoy the concept. You know, I ponder on these things, especially when I was younger. space travel, aliens, meeting them. How would their planets look? What kind of life forms would be out there in the cosmos? So when I read things like this, it gets my mind pumping a little. But these guys are claiming they have advanced so far in science, the human beings, our wonderful race that can't decide that we're one race. We have to split us up into subgroups and call those races instead of saying, hey, we're just one race. You know, we're all the same. We can't get to that point yet because melanin's a big thing. Religion's a big thing. A few other things are big things. But this guy, because science is so advanced, yet we've probably never been to these planets. I mean, I'd be willing to bet we haven't been to these planets. And I think this guy would agree with us that we haven't been to these planets. But they can map out how a planet is going to develop and what climate change is going to come from that. Because apparently these civilizations would be a lot like ours in the fact that they would use energies, some form of resource to develop, I don't know, some kind of space car so they could drive around on their planet. Maybe they had space planes. Maybe had spaceships that could travel vast light years across the galaxy to some planet in the Milky Way called Earth so they could come here and abduct people, see what goes on with their DNA, abduct cattle, leave crop circles in different parts of Europe and England and the United States. They know how that all is going to map out now. Even though they've never been to that planet, they haven't even come close to being on that planet. We might have a few distant traveling probes that are giving us data, but they really haven't been that far into the cosmos. It's not like they've traveled halfway across the universe. Didn't our most furthest probe leave the solar system within the last 10, 15 years? How far has it gotten since then? So when these guys make these theories about how civilizations and their ecology is going to turn out because those civilizations are going to be fueled by some kind of resource and it's going to create some kind of climate change, not taking into consideration that, at least here on Earth, climate change happened on its own long before man ever interfered with the weather, with the climate, long before fossil fuels were ever burned. But these scientists, who are going to get a lot of people reading their paper, I read the dang thing. Because with the headline, "How do aliens solve climate change?" it sparks your interest. So you jump on. I'll make this available to you. You can read what I read. But all they're doing are taking the scientific data that they've collected and making assumptions from millions and millions and millions of miles away, some of these light years away. That's not science. I mean, seriously, you can't take those kind of measurements and say you can make an accurate theory on how things are going to develop. And man, I love the idea of space travel, space exploration, encountering alien species. That stuff's all cool. I mean, I was a Trekkie. I watched Next Generation with a almost in a like it was church.
Captain Picard ordered me to escort you to sickbay, Lieutenant.
Did he say when?
Because I grew up in that era, and it got me turned on to the original Star Trek series with the movies. And in fact, as I look back, I actually like the original series better. I like the overacting a little bit. Maybe it brings back some kind of nostalgia for me.
But I got out of my uniform for you, Data.
But it wasn't as touchy-feely as the Next Generation on the Star Trek series that happened after that, the Deep Space Nine and the Voyagers.
You are fully functional, aren't you?
And all the other subsequent series that have come.
Of course, but
How fully?
in every way, of course.
And that haven't even come close to reaching the excellence of the Next Generation or the original series.
I am programmed in multiple techniques.
Deep Space Nine was really good.
A broad variety of pleasuring.
It was an excellent representation of Star Trek. A lot of people liked Voyager. I wasn't a fan. I thought that's when they began their slow disintegration into just being a rehash of everything. Even the movies, the latest trilogy of movies, is a rehash that was done with great visual effects and poor casting and directing and script writing. Now we're getting into reviews of movies when we're supposed to be talking about space. We got to take a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. We got more on the other side of this, including we have aliens in the news. Aliens in the news coming your way. Stay tuned.
Now sit your butt down.
The John Lebang Show will be right back.
And I promise you'll love it. Yes?
I'd like to take a quick second here to tell you about our new sponsor, Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting. CRRM, CarePoint Billing Services. Their billers and managers are all dedicated to working for you to increase your profits. For more information, call CRRM at 248-579-3805. CRRM, CarePoint Billing Services.
Fans, do you need a video for your brand new song but don't have a lot of money? Then contact John Lebang. His reasonable rates, professional look, and fast turnarounds will help get that song off the ground. Contact him at jlebang.com.
If you are elderly, disabled, receiving SSI or Medicaid, and you have a medical need or require assistance with daily housework, shopping, grooming, medication, you may qualify for housekeeping at no cost. Call now, VIP Home Healthcare, 248-579-3805. VIP Home Healthcare, there when you need them. That's 248-579-3805.
Powerful, epic music by Toothbox Row. Life-changing lyrics come in every style, empowering humanity to finally unlock the chains of bondage. Experience the edgy side of positive music and rock your world today. From Primal to Divine, available now at sassyalternativemusic.com.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John Lebang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Now here's John.
Well, Tom DeLonge of the band Blink-182 helped ring the alarm about UFOs. You remember those grainy military videos shown to have radar images of unexplained phenomenon back in December? Well, Tom has started a business venture, so to speak, to the Star Academy of Arts and Science, and for his advisory board, he recruited physicists, aerospace experts, and former Department of Defense officials who have been publicly talking about UFOs and arguing that the government has failed to fully investigate them. Project Blue Book didn't do it right, and Project Grudge, and all those other projects that had to do with alien and UFO phenomenon wasn't enough, that now they want to dedicate more resources to those ends. In the past 6 months, DeLong's associates have appeared on CNN and Fox News, mind you, talking about UFOs and the lack of apparent government investigation into them. Well, these rich guys have the luxury of looking into the stars, and guys like SpaceX founder Elon Musk, they want to colonize Mars. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen also wants to make interplanetary travel cheap and routine, just like Total Recall, where you could go to Mars and hang out in one of those weird cities that they have up there. The Amazon chief, who also owns the Washington Post, envisions moving industries off Earth and shipping products down from space. I think we've covered that before, where they want to mine asteroids as they fly by and then send it back to Earth. I guess that won't be raping the environment when they do that. Only when you do it to Earth will it hurt anything. Now, Mr. DeLong says he wants to build a perpetual fund machine to investigate UFOs and thereby advance our own species. But what if the UFOs are nothing more than something that is top secret and we are just not aware of? Maybe there is a possibility, mind you, a very slim possibility, that creatures from another planet have traveled all the way here, light years away from whatever planet they originated from, found our little planet in the vast cosmos, decided to come down to this planet, check us out, experiment on some of us, maybe abduct some of us, do a few cattle mutilations, and then they leave. Because they sure ain't hanging around. Maybe they came in the 50s because they were probing the planet for a reason and they're going to come back later. You see, we're all guessing at these things. We don't know for sure. We know that there are secret government aircraft that we won't know anything about until they release it to the public. And unless we're diligent enough to look into all the secret black projects that the government is engaged in, and that's going to be hard enough because they're black projects. We don't know where the funding comes from, and we don't know what they're making with the funding, or if a certain project even exists. But sure, let's spend money to see if aliens are coming to the planet. Maybe they can help us figure out how to fix our race. I mean, this is me. If I'm some alien race and I visited Earth and I studied Earthlings for a little while, the human race, and I find out that these guys are crazy. They're not ready to get involved in the intergalactic community. They're not ready to expand their own intelligence, their own perception of the universe. They're not ready to deal with the vast and dangerous expansion of the greater universe. So we're going to get the hell out of here. I mean, could you imagine? It's just like,
These Earthlings are crazy. Yeah, we probably shouldn't come back here for a long time. Maybe we shouldn't come back ever. Haha, probably a good thing. Let's get out of here before they figure out we were here. Oh no, we're crashing. Damn. Don't worry, they'll say it's a weather balloon. Hang on, I'm trying to call home. What are you saying? ET phone home.
is it a possibility that some alien race visited Earth, or multiple alien races have visited Earth? I can't say no. There's no possibility of that. I would say it's very slim to small. I would think under 10%, probably like maybe under 3%. And if they did visit Earth, I would think they would see us as a child race and probably would get the heck out of here before anything bad happened. Because with human beings, bad stuff happens. We hate each other for stupid little reasons. You think we're not going to hate an alien race? They're going to figure that one out.
These guys aren't going to like us. Why do you say that? Well, we're purple and we look like Thanos. Oh, that might be a bad thing. That's what I'm saying. Let's get out of here. I concur. Engage.
That's all I'm saying is if aliens have come to the planet, if some foreign space-bearing race has visited Earth, they would have decided pretty quickly that it's probably not a good idea to interact with us at this time in history. And they would wait till we advance to some enlightened level, which we may never do that. We're probably going to kill ourselves before we advance to some enlightened level. Either that or we're going to just go crazy as a race. I mean, we're already somewhat crazy. We divide ourselves into so many different factions and groups and segmented subgroups that we can never get together and decide how to run the race properly and how to get us into the vast cosmos of the universe without killing ourselves along the way. Yep. We got a long way to go as a human race, and if aliens have visited Earth, I would think they would be intelligent enough. You would think they would be intelligent. Intelligence should go with space travel. You just can't be stupid and make it into space. You'd go through a radiation belt when you didn't know it existed with your little tin can there floating through space, and your astronauts would get killed in that radiation belt if you didn't know it existed and your little tin can wasn't prepared to travel through a radiation belt. So you can't be stupid when you're going up into space for any race. And if you're traveling multiple light years away to visit a little blue ball in some Milky Way solar system, then you would think that they were pretty advanced, and when they got here, they would have figured out pretty quick that we weren't ready to hit the cosmos on a universal level. But who knows? They might have made friends with us, manipulated us, and maybe George Bush is an alien lizard person, if you believe some of those crazies out there. George Bush is some alien lizard person that wants to take over the earth, and they all live in the catacombs of somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's in the White House. I don't know. Maybe that's why they built all those bunkers with our tax dollars. It wasn't for nuclear fallout in case we go to war with Russia or China. It was for the lizard people. You've seen those people on YouTube? They're all over the place. George Bush is a lizard person. His eyes blink all funny. I used to love watching those and going, how did they do that? Now I know how they do that. It's all trickery, but some people actually believe that stuff. Now I'm going to get hate mail from the person who did believe that stuff, and now he's going to be mad at me, or she's going to be mad at me because I just made fun of it. Anyways, folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. We've got more on the flip side of this, including a little robot news. Stay tuned. Smoke them if you got them.
Because the John Lebang Show will be right back.
After this. That's guaranteed. Yes. Pane in the Glass, commercial and residential window cleaning. For a beautiful, sparkling shine that's crystal clear, call Pane in the Glass Window Cleaning. You can find them on Facebook at Pane in the Glass. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's what's cool on radio.
Mr. President, Miss Kardashian is here to see you.
Tell her I'll be with her in a minute. Just finishing up my latest tweet. What's up, people? This is the D. Things are all good. Getting ready to hang out with Kim Kardashian. Hashtag big. Hashtag boobs. Hashtag huge. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Join the radio revolution right here.
It's better than some good Thai stick, man. Yes, I would like some too. Well. A lot of people in Las Vegas are very upset, ladies and gentlemen, because it looks like robots and automation is going to be taking over a great deal of, job opportunities that human beings used to be able to do, and either they probably weren't efficient enough at it or they cost too much money. The casinos and the like decided it is time to upgrade to the 21st century, and let's put in the Terminator robots and the automated AI machines throughout the casinos to handle the menial jobs, the ones we don't want to pay anybody for. Maybe we can vacuum without having a maid, somebody like a robot. Maybe they can they could do dual time in Vegas. You could have a robot that folds, that fixes the bed and cleans up, and then they could be a sex robots, because it aren't those houses out there, what do they call those little ranches out there, isn't it legal for prostitution? I wouldn't know that sort of thing because I'm not into that. But maybe that's what they're trying to do, is they're getting a dual purpose. The ladies that were cleaning there wasn't enough workers out there, because unemployment's at 3.8%. There's not enough workers. We'll get into that in a moment. Boy, I was just going to change course that quickly because I do that sometimes. But the workers are all upset because they're going to bring in the robots to take over some of the menial tasks that they don't want to pay human beings to do. It might have something to do with the 3.8% unemployment that I don't believe it's 3.8%. But now we're in the early stages of people losing their jobs to robots, which would mean other industries that need workers and that are complaining that there's not enough of them. Maybe now these people that are losing their job in Las Vegas, instead of out there protesting, because they're having protest marches and stuff about it, they're worried that their jobs are going to be gone. Well, yeah, they're going to be gone. You should have been paying attention 4 or 5 years ago. You should have did something then. Made it against the law that robots can't take over your jobs. Now it's too late. What were you waiting for? Were you too busy gambling? Were you too busy having fun to see that your job was in danger because they were putting together robots to take over your jobs? They're doing it at the McDonald's about 3 miles from my house. Now you don't need workers. You just go up to the thing and order your stuff, put your card in, bada boom, bada bing, your order comes out. And they're working with a minimal staff because now they got little areas that you can order at, and you don't have to deal with some stupid person who gets the order wrong and still wants $15 an hour. So hopefully the orders will be more correct we will have to wait less, but you never know because people still are cooking and still are putting it in bags, and until those jobs are gone, which they're on the way, because if the cashier's job is gone, it won't be long and the cook's job will be gone. Then we'll have all these McDonald's employees out there protesting that their job was taken by a robot or by AI. Everybody should have been on this bandwagon years ago. Years ago. You shouldn't have waited that long to get involved. Oh, my job's now. Oh, my God, nobody's going to take my job. That's what you said 5-6 years ago. No, robots won't. Nah. Now they're coming to get your jobs. And you know what? They're going to do it better than you. They're going to do it cheaper than you. And they're going to do it faster than you. And they're going to keep the place clean. They're not going to be a slob. They're not going to stink. They're not going to look all weird. I mean, they may look weird. I mean, it's going to be weird dealing with a robot. When it comes to that point, you go up to the counter.
How may I help you?
Oh, yeah, give me a fillet of fish and a large fry.
Would you like extra sauce? 25 cents a pack.
Now, I think I'll pass on that. So it's going to be weird dealing with that, but overall, it's going to be better for the whole industry. People are going to probably get fast food again. Instead of sitting there making your order and having to wait off to the side, by the time your food comes out to you, it's not even fresh. It's like, I waited for this, and I paid $8, $9 for this. This is horrible. I was just out in fashionable Ferndale area there, local area. Slowest McDonald's I'd ever been at, ever. It was terrible. The McDonald's in this area, which I rarely go to, but when I do go there, it's faster than this place was. Speaking of Ferndale, I should induct somebody into the Hall of Fame. We've been thinking about bringing and reopening the Scumbag Hall of Fame. And we may get to that. But we got to get to a few show notes here before we get on out of here. I just look at the time and we're running late. We've got to get to these, and we want to get to your phone calls as well. So let's do that. Our first caller is on the Texas border. What say you?
I see aliens every day. They keep crossing the border left and right and left and right. Sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's 10. All of them different kind of sizes. And they all just walk through.
Now, do you ever see any alien ships, though?
No, they're just hopping the fence.
Oh, those kind of aliens. Well, thanks for letting us know, and thanks for your call. Our next call goes out to Washington, D.C. Donald, you're up next.
John, I'm a little confused. When you say aliens, are you talking about from Mexico?
No, I'm talking about people from space.
I don't like MySpace. I prefer Twitter. I got something to tweet right now. Hang on. I'm on the radio and nobody's listening. Hashtag huge.
Okay, sir. Thanks for your call. Now over to Chicago. Pepper, you're up next.
If I don't find me a baby daddy soon, I'm gonna have to get me one of them sex robots.
Oh, you're looking into buying one?
That's right. Mama gotta get her loving someplace, babies. And can I say one more thing?
Sure, go ahead.
That ditzy stupid is an ugly hoe.
Okay, thanks for your opinion and your call. Our next call goes out to Gordy in Canada. What say you?
I saw that movie, eh?
What movie are you referring to?
Aliens, eh? With the thing from space, eh? With the big mouth and everything. It came popping out of the chest, eh? That was gross, eh?
Yeah, but we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about real life aliens.
Well, I don't know any, eh? I got some popcorn, eh? Bye.
Okay, thanks for your call. Now out to Area 51. Okay, thanks for your call. Our next call comes in from Virtual Land.
Oh, boy, it's a real mess down here. I seen an alien come downhill about all the time, and you wouldn't believe it now. You wouldn't believe it because he just come downhill, and he come downhill with a spaceship, man. He said, peace on earth, and then I looked at him, and I said, oh, man, are you Jesus? He says, no, I ain't Jesus. I'm Elvis Presley.
He said he was Elvis.
That's right, man. He said he was Elvis, man. So I told him, I said, hey, you know, if you're Elvis, why don't you sing me a song?
And what'd he say to that?
Oh, he said he gave that up for Lent. That's about all I got to say. Good show. Talk to you later.
Okay, thanks for your call. Over to Detroit. Abu, you're up next.
Oh, John, I saw a spaceship one time. It was very, very scary.
Well, tell us about it.
Oh, it came down from the sky and it picked up a cow and it spin it up, beamed him up into space, and then it flew over, and then the next thing I knew, disappeared. Boom, gone.
And that was scary?
Well, I scared very easily.
Okay, Abu, thanks for your call. Back out to Washington, D.C. Ditzy, you're up next.
Hi, John. I saw that movie too. It had Sigourney Weaver in it.
Ditzy, we're not talking about the movie Alien.
Oh, was it that second movie? I forgot the name of it.
You mean Alien 2?
Yeah, that's it.
No, but we're not talking about the movie.
Oh, are you talking about that movie with Tom Cruise?
You mean War of the Worlds?
That's the one.
No, I'm not talking about that one either. I'm talking about real-life aliens, Ditzy.
Oh, the president's trying to fix that, John. Just give him time. Bye.
Okay, thanks for your call. All right, now back out to Detroit. We've got Shady on line 2.
John, you've got to see what I'm looking at right now.
Well, what are you seeing?
Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you.
What is it?
I can't believe my eyes.
Well, don't keep us in suspense.
Listen, I don't know if it's aliens, but it's weird.
What is it, Shady?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, you've got all of us on the edge of our seats. What do you see?
Well, it's... Oh, forget it, John. It's just a fat lady in a purple muumuu.
A purple muumuu?
You know, the things that fat ladies wear. Sorry to bother you, John.
Okay, thanks for your call, I think. And our last call this evening goes out to Boston. Carrie, you're up next. Okay, thanks for your call. Got a little time for a few more things. First, I want to tell everybody that I read an article just recently, and I'll make it available on my Facebook page for you ladies who are interested. But apparently, they're saying that for most breast cancer now, you do not need to take radiation treatment to cure that type of cancer because they have other alternatives that are less evasive than the radiation treatment. So that's really a cool breakthrough for the ladies. In a companion story, Virginia and New Jersey are imposing a mandate to their state citizens for health care. They're worried that Obamacare is going to take too big of a hit because the federal mandate is now gone. They are going to mandate their state citizens or else be fined. Then we also had Kim Kardashian. She was at the White House. And it's amazing that Donald Trump, with all he has to do, he has time to worry about Kim Kardashian's opinion about an inmate somewhere. You know, they're all actors. They're all TV stars. So they're good friends. And, hey, he said, come on up to the White House and, you know, we'll talk about helping you out there. Then we got Rudy Giuliani saying Trump can pardon himself if he's indicted for any reason whatsoever. This is getting ridiculous. A investigation that has lasted too long. A president that'll pardon himself if he's found guilty of anything. Although whatever he's found guilty of, I don't think it's going to be directly related to the election as far as the election being tainted or the election being changed to his victory instead of a victory for Hillary Clinton. There's no evidence that I've seen as of this date that suggests the election would have went any other way, with or without any Russian collusion, with or without any Russian impact, with or without Donald Trump just being Donald Trump and being better than Hillary Clinton. They keep saying the job numbers are great. The job numbers are great, although I'm going to have some exclusive information coming in the next few weeks about, well, companies are cutting back, and it's quietly happening behind the scenes, and the mainstream media isn't ready to report it just yet. But I have that information probably before they do. Nothing major in the news besides all that. We covered a lot in the first hour. So maybe I just want to touch on what's going to be happening here with the John Lebang Show. And we're going to tell you who we're going to be dropping here in a little bit as we're ending the show. But there's been some issues with a couple stations, and some other stations have been so great to us that we've decided to clean up our schedule a little bit, take out the dead weight. Just get rid of them. Most of them are not putting in the time or the effort to even garner the time and effort we put into sending in the shows and making sure they're all ready to go, even promoting their stations. So we've gone over some numbers, looked over a few things, and I've watched the owners because I'm good at that. I investigate, I see what's going on. And there's this one owner who has recently rebranded his show. It almost sounds like he's copying my show, although, the so-and-so show is not really that original, as I've talked about. Just sounded good. The John LeBang Show. Well, this guy who rebranded, it's the so-and-so show. It's all it is, too. When you listen to it, it's so-and-so. So. But I noticed he's changed the way he makes his posts. They look a lot like the Bangers posts. In fact, they're simplified. A lot of these people who post on social network about podcast or internet shows, they have this format of big long paragraphs with stacking everything together. And I wanted to be different because I'm different in my ways of doing things. So I would do a line by line or point by point detailing the subject matter for the show. Then I noticed this fella who just rebranded his show is also now using the same format I'm using. He's not doing anything for his station. My show's been on that station for almost 2 years now, and the current show that's playing is about 8 weeks behind. You've maybe heard 7 different episodes this entire year on that station. It's like Vanessa Part 2. This guy's now following me around to station after station after station, getting set up on this station and this station. So he's obviously following me, and he's obviously seeing that my posts were a little different and they seemed to work. They would bring some people in. So he's borrowing my techniques to improve his show, which, you can't blame him. You can't blame him. But when you turn around and the dude's doing nothing to ensure that my show's being played, my latest episode is being played on his station, then you got to wonder, well, the guy's paying attention, but he doesn't really care. So what's he in this for? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another excursion into the John LeBang Show. Thank you so much for listening. I want to give a big round of applause to all of our affiliate stations that carry the John LeBang Show. We're making some changes, and we're going to get to them real quick before we get out of here. We are no longer going to be broadcasting on Q102 in Pennsylvania or Raw Talk Online in Florida. Q102 looks like they're off the air completely, while Raw Talk Radio just doesn't seem to give a crap. So we're taking our stuff off the air. We're going to be changing things up on our home station as well, Alien X Radio. Keep tuned in for those details. As far as some of our great affiliates, we want to give a big shout out to Sandra over at Digital Revolution Radio. We've heard from our fans, and they have given great praise to that station. We also want to give big thanks to Bubba Army Radio, our biggest affiliate. They're out there in Florida. Over at IRN in Michigan, give Tom a big thanks over there for all the promotion he does. IRN Radio in Tampa for Mike, who's done so much to help the John LeBang Show. We also want to give a big thanks to Radio Vegas Rocks in Las Vegas, Jay and everybody over there. Jonathan Rios at 920 WON The Apple for being a huge supporter of the show. Bob Minter at Code Zero Radio, thank you very much for all your support. Also want to give a big thank you to Tampa Bay FM for their exceptional support. They promote the show each and every week. Of course, we can't forget WRFN 1025, who has helped us get on a brand new station in Germany. That's KCFM in Germany. Would like to also give a big shout out to Get Smashed Radio in Seattle. They've been a big help. Radio Love in California, Naja Radio in California, and of course, all the other great stations that carry the John LeBang Show. Don't forget to go to my website. That's www.jlebang.com. Thank you all for listening to this week's broadcast. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, this is John LeBang signing off from the
Same
Banger
time,
Studios.
Same space.
See you next
same
hour.
Station.
Resistance is futile.
So what do you propose, Captain?
I told you, silly. There's a quickie bar just down the street. It's perfect. And who knows, we might meet a few new friends.
Friends are overrated, Captain.
Oh, that's what you think. You just haven't met the right people yet. As soon as we can leave this boring town, I'll introduce you to some great people. They'll make you feel so gay and happy.
Well then, let's get ready.
Oh, I love it when you say those words. Captain Rainbow, away!